the media has shown its bias. It has been so loud and clear about its bias, about its corporate interests. And as a result, I think the average American is kind of like over it. They don't know who to believe. Well, maybe they know who to believe. They know it's not corporate media. And this is something that Tucker Carlson is looking to capitalize on, as he should. I've talked a lot about how fragmented media is becoming and will continue to become, because I actually think that it is ultimately the content that matters. I mean, hey, it would be nice if we had more bells and whistles and the fancy Fox graphics and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, it is the intimacy and I think the authenticity of this content and the conflicts, right? As I was going to say, the conflicts that are out there for us to talk about and look at. Thank you, Marco. That's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. And our ability to actually communicate directly together, that I think makes this very special and very different than the corporate media entities, which is another reminder, everybody, to subscribe and to like and to do all that good stuff. But Tucker Carlson understands that the media is especially biased. He also understands that we're living in a very different and changing time where there is an opportunity for individuals, whether it be me, whether it be him, Dan Bongino, another great broadcaster with really interesting takes on things. I mean, there's a lot of people out there right now, a lot of people actually that came from Fox that are now doing their own things. And I think that's kind of cool. Tucker is unveiling a brand new streaming service. Let's take a quick look at his clip.
The corporate media lied too much, and it killed them.
It did, right? It killed them. It sure did. It's incredible how much they are willing to lie to us. Anyway, so he's got a new streaming service out. I think it's like $9 a month. And he's going to have a bunch of different shows on that platform. And I predict he's getting an opportunity to make that bigger and bigger and bigger if he so chooses to do so. It's also, for a lot of people, I mean, certainly for me, also a sense of independence, right? How big do you want to get? How much outside money do you want to take? For me, I'm pretty simple. I don't really want all the outside money, only because it's been there, done that. And I think it's kind of nice to have the independence and the credibility to have that independence. And he will as well. I'm not saying that, but he is going to build up something that I think could be really interesting and could be pretty groundbreaking, and I think will represent a real threat to the system, even just as this little thing is doing right now, right? These are the threats, so to speak, to the system. It's the voice of the people that so matters right now. It was the voice of the people that elected Donald Trump in 2016. Why? Because they had it. They had it. I mean, Michael Moore even warned this. Remember when he said it would be a giant FU? And it's those voters that are in the middle of the country that know how tough everyday life is. And they're the ones that are getting crushed in this, quote, new economy. You know, there's lots of money that the people on top have, the elites, and there's plenty of handouts for the people on the bottom. Hey, you know, you want to come to this country? We'll put you up in a hotel for 6 months. What do you know? And here's your cell phone. Well, who's paying for that? I mean, the top 1% does pay the most in taxes, but it's actually crushing the middle of the country. It's why I talk about, think about like an hourglass, right? Where you've got the top, you got the bottom, and then you get this middle class squeeze, and it's just squeezing them and squeezing them and squeezing them. And if we don't actually find a solution for this middle class, then we will have a revolution on our hands. And the people will get up and speak in a very big and important way, as they've already done, and they will continue to do. Because it is not acceptable. It is not acceptable that you don't have a shot at being able to earn a decent living and a decent wage in America when you're doing everything right and you're checking every box you possibly can and just trying to make sure that you're putting something better together for yourself and your future, and the system continues to penalize you for it while giving out money like, you know, whoever wants it. Oh, we're going to forgive your student debt. You want to go get another PhD in transgender studies? Here you go. Oh, you, buddy, you're working how many 100 hours a week as a truck driver? Well, we're going to tax you to pay for him, her, or they? I mean, they? I don't think so. I don't think